take the ring off. $29.70?
Oh, I didn't use that?
Not yet.
Oh,
I just said it right there.
You don't do that.
Oh, go ahead and put the top. Oh. I did not. What's up, y'all? Obviously had a customer right when we started. It always throws me off, so give me just a minute to fix that camera. Well, hey, J-Bot, it looks like you got here, all right. Gotta go get my cold drip, make sure everything's going good here real quick. Oh. Not ready for this yet. Okay, is it good? Good. Okay, be right back. BRB. Why didn't you turn up? Ow! Let me fix you. Okay, I'm back. No, you know what? Okay, let me get this new light connected. How is everybody? Happy Saturday. What's up? Saturday Morning Live, Season 7, Episode 26. I don't even know where we're on. Yep, let me get this thing hooked up. How do we do this? How do we do this? Input control. Yep. Yep, no, not like that. Commands. Nope, not like that. Commands. Lights. So when we do uh, yes. Select your lights. Next. Yes. That's it. Okay, well. Now it's doing it. Okay, virtual lights. No. Studio. No. Let me find what I'm looking for here. Give me a link. No. Studio. What the hell am I looking for? To make it. Settings. No, ain't it either. Connections ain't it. Default state. No, not it. Oh, those are not even here anymore. Or name. What are you doing? Good parking job. Just can't park, can you? SE lock and key. No, sir, we're down. Thank you. You just did a thing. You have an interview with him. He tried to get me to do that back a couple of years ago when I saw him at Dallas or Houston. Yeah, that's how you park. You did a thing. You did a thing. What? Just plop all your stuff out there in the street, bro. Let's go ahead and get assembled. I know y'all are already assembled, but we're gonna get even more assembled. Lock force assemble! Boom. 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 Are you awake? I don't think you're quite awake yet. Now you're awake. No, you're not connected, are you? Okay, well, let's just get you connected. I bet you're gonna go dead, actually. Hold up. Yeah, y'all. Boom! The latest batch of Lock Force door markers. Oh, the tomfoolery going on today out there. Yeah, okay. Well, I see why it wasn't connected.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. What's up, Rune in the house? Anthony, Outlaw, Miko, Peter Fox, what's up? Doused, HKS, what's going on? Zoe, Steven's Eyes, Chevy Dude, Mr. T, Retired Butcher Boy. George Blair, what's up? Nate G, Dave A, what's up? Yin Yet, good morning to you, George Blair. SE Lock and Key. Okay, we're only open in store. We don't have anybody that comes out on Saturdays. I'm sorry. Offhand, no ma'am, I sure don't. Thanks. George Blair, what's up, Pete? Jimmy Ferrero, good morning to you. Chris Donovan, good morning, what's up? Oh, what happened to that camera? It was just black. It does that sometimes. Okay. Going back to the comments now. I'm gonna take a sip of my Mississippi Cold Drip. If my window would open, stop. SE Lock and Key. No, no, sir. No, sir, we don't. No, sir. Thanks. Apparently nobody else does either. Curto, what's up? J-Bot. You tell him, Rune. Miko did get the J-Bot official first, though. Hop Skippity, what's up? Alan C, good morning. Ropa. Gumby, good morning to you. Finley's, what's up? You can't get any of your other devices to work. Hey, welcome to my world for the past week. I got it straight, but weirdly enough, my router still says there's only 12 things connected. So there's still something wrong with it. I got to buy a new router. I'm searching for a new router now. and gonna get a UPS, uninterrupted power supply, uninterruptible, just to keep the short flickers from crashing the cameras and the Wi-Fi router and all that again. So yeah, I can spend money on electronics. Yay! And if I don't see a good afternoon, good evening, good night, that's I know that. I know I've heard that. Just gotta try. That's 60 minutes? No. Torch flare. I forget what I'm doing sometimes. Thanks for the link. Dang it, Wes. Appreciate that. Got to get back to stamping too. I just shipped out my last stamped one, so I gotta do a whole new batch of them now. I've actually had a few orders yesterday too, so that's pretty sweet. I'm moving them on out. I was expecting maybe to sell about 100, so I may be left over with some. And then in a few months, when you lose yours and are like, I really like that thing and I can't remember what I did with it, maybe you'll buy another one. Gumby, yes, yours went out sometime last week, a couple of days ago, I think. We're really irritated with our shipping method right now, with who we ship through, stamps, because so labels come 2 to a sheet, right? 1, 2, and domestic we can just spit them out, 2, 4, 6, 8, and we usually wait till we get an even number of orders just so we don't have to like figure out how to reset, because when you load the stamps mailing label the other way, like why don't you just turn it around? Because it's off a little bit. I don't know why they didn't make it different. It's a pain in the ass to do it in onesies. And then in international, we discovered that we can only do it in onesies. It doesn't let you do twosies. So, yeah. Silly. Silly, what you doing? Zach, you did a thing yesterday. You used a brand new medical original pin kit, stamp 1992. What? Shoe shop's not there, dude. Say, don't trip. Don't trip. Why don't you go around? They got a lot of pickups today. They're going to be closed next week because next week is July 4th, right? Yes. Friday is the 4th. Yes. So Friday is the 4th. They're going to be closed. They're going to be permanently closed Friday. What the heck is that? Ashura? Ashura is a U.S. holiday. The exact date of this holiday is difficult to predict precisely. This is just an approximation. Ashura. Ashura. I probably offend somebody, but I don't know what the heck Ashura is. Never heard of that one. Oh, Medico. Yeah. So weirdly enough, so we had one customer call. Both of them, weirdly enough, within a day of each other. One of them has the Air keyway, the old Air keyway, and has a shitload of deadbolts around their area. It's like a neighborhood. And for decades, we've been servicing them and replacing deadbolts when we can. Now they want padlocks, but they don't realize how much, even though the keys are $20 each, they still don't understand why the padlock's going to be $250. And it's like, well, you have a high security key. And they're like, well, what if we just change the keyway? Well, if you want a restricted key or high security key, it's going to be $250, if not more, you know. So after they decided they didn't want to spend $550 on padlocks for their gates that are supposed to have these deadbolts on there, I'm kind of wondering what's happened to the deadbolt. I'm guessing it's shifted so the deadbolt won't even catch anymore, so they're having to chain them. But yeah, they'd be shocked about a deadbolt. And I told him, or I had Kim tell him, I was like, just tell them that they're kind of lucky they still even make them. I was fully expecting Medico to not have those cylinders anymore, but they do. So the other one I got to get a mortise cylinder for. A storage unit, because his condo door, different area, has Medico air for one of the cylinders that we probably put on back no telling when. So I still pull up my 1992 era Medico penny kit. Actually, I think mine's a little bit older than that. So I saw Nick saying you were going on the WW show. What you going on there for? How did that come about? I guess getting in a safe work at a bank. Okay, George had a bank the other day. Opened their front door with a card. What's up, Access? Good morning to you. Jimmy Ferrero. I don't know why. Did I know a Ferrero? Your name's always sounded familiar to me. And I want to say there's... Gosh, thinking back to like high... I don't know. Got me. Lockdown breaks the signal. It scrolled. Hold on, let me go back to where I was at. I was trying to figure out why you were going on the WW show. I've kind of halfway thought about doing that, but I'm like, I don't know if anybody wants to do that or whatever, I guess. I mean, I could, but I don't. I do my own thing. Y'all know I do my own thing. You've been doing pop-ups at farmer markets lately. That's pretty cool. There used to be a guy in Alabama, you know, that foreign country that's over there. He did a big flea market. They had a big flea market in Mobile, and he set up there. Like, he had a permanent, you know, back hurts so bad. He had a permanent location there, and he had plexiglass. And he took all the color keys, you know, Mickey Mouse's and all that, and he riveted each one of those keys to the plexiglass kind of barricade. It doubled as a key wall / barricade, and he had all these keys riveted on there. He did really well. Like, he'd travel from, I want to say Biloxi or Gulfport every weekend and just work on, you know. You know, it's all automotive. I guess it's because nobody else answers their phone. The ones that normally do it during the week don't answer their phones on the weekends. So I guess that's why we get all those calls. Last thing I want to do, especially on a day like today where it's 8,000 degrees, is to be driving around, fucking around with cars. Access, you got a luxury tour of Dallas work van yesterday. Sweet. Do you have your router on you? I don't have a UPS yet. I got to get a UPS. I was just thinking the standard old Acer. So there's one that's like $274 on Amazon, and then there's one that's like $179, like the step down. And it's like the length of the cord is important, so they get you by the extra $100 by adding in, and I'm sure there's other bells and whistles, but the main points of me wanting the $275 one over, which is even more expensive than the wireless router I have now, is the availability of plugs and how they're spaced. It's very important because I've got, like, from my router, which I plan on attaching it behind my router so that it won't even get to my Wi-Fi, like it'll protect both. The routers aren't my equipment. That's C-Spire stuff. So, you know, if something happens to that, that's covered in the awesome amount of money we pay them every month. And they're real quick to replace. But I'm still going to feed those into the UPS so that that's protected. But yeah, the length of the cord, I need like an 8-foot or 10-foot cord. And like the $175 ones is I want to say it was 6 foot. I'm like, oh my God, really? I got to pay extra just for an extra couple of feet? Because try to avoid using an extension cord. Yeah, extension cords aren't great. Solar power generator. I'm just going to line my roof with, we have a flat roof. It worked out really well for solar panels. What's up, Matt? Matt. I always say Matt's when Matt's is referring to your lock shop. Hey, Matt. At least I can pronounce that too, right? Jimmy's like, yeah. Kevin, what's up? Been on the phone? Well, get off the phone. Sucks if I didn't have to buy electronics, I could spend some money on plastic bins. I know, but the plastic bin thing is up in the quandary right now too because they've changed. They've changed over to different plastic bins. Now I'm dealing with this. They're not the regular bins. They're not the ones that match literally 85% of the ones I have now. So going forward now I have to stack differently. Such a pain in the ass. They don't even have it on Amazon or anything. They've literally stopped making that shape and changed it to a square shape with a different lid, and you can't stack that on top of those or vice versa. It just fucks up the system something fierce. Don't even get me started on plastic bins right now. They just sell them with an exclusive sticker pack. Don't get me started on stickers either. I'm in a quandary over stickers. There's issues. Well, hey, Davania. DK. What's up, DK? Does that stand for Drift King? Donkey Kong? We'll go Drift King. Only true people will know what that reference is. It's a I can't pronounce that one. Is a moo? What's up, Sushi? New to the live, welcome. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate. There were a few new things that I had to add here too. Let me pull this up. Yep, members. Lock Leisure. Are you here? Nope. Stop. Okay. And then you go back to this. Yep. Okay. Oh, Urban Lock and Key, what's up? In Florida. Oh yeah, y'all are feeling the heat down there too, I bet. I've been to Lakeland before, so I'm very familiar with your area. I'm not very familiar, but I'm familiar with your area. It's over there in Florida. Been there. Oh, speaking of, y'all were talking about antique safes. They found another safe over there. It was a MyLink on wheels. dirty. He came over and showed Kim and was like, "Y'all want this one? We found another one." I was like, "Oh no!" It was like, which screen am I on? Yeah, it was like mine's to here, so it was like this high, like that big, but it was just a mile an old one. So I mean, it did what it done. What it done. I don't know what they did with it. I don't know if they dumped it in the trash. So I never saw what the first one was, and I don't even know if that second one was even open. I was like, I've still got a few small safes around here that are locked up that is. And I know I could have taken it and called my safe guy down in Hattiesburg who'd restore safes, and he probably would have made his way up here. But I don't know. He was like, but it's on wheels. I was like, yeah, those wheels don't really. They're not going to help getting it across the street and up the curb and over that. So those wheels are to do this. You know, if you got to push it back or you got to pull it forward, then they're great. Great having wheels then. But you ain't using those wheels that are on that old MyLink concrete encased safe to get it across Mitchell Street over here. Good try. It still would have required quite a bit of manhandling. I was trying to keep up with the comments and it did the scroll thing. You saw Proven has padlocks? Yeah, I know. I just saw his video. You know the bad thing about this is it not just me now? Every other ad, even though you block them and you click show less, now you get nothing but Proven ads. Is that because they're spitting out so much effort? And I just watched the Runkle attorney go over a couple of days ago. I think it's hilarious that he's still, showing some issues. But I watched the attorney version from a couple of days ago, who's been following the case, YouTube attorney, and he was like, "It's crazy, crazy, crazy. It's such a weird time." There's something else going on. What is that, Linus? I saw Linus posting something about that. I didn't watch his video that much because it's computer shit. But apparently there's a problem in that side too. So, but yeah, now I'm sure it's not just me. I'm sure y'all are seeing a shitload of ads, no matter how much you click it. And I never cared about those locks to begin with. I always thought they were just ridiculously overpriced locks. Now I know they're ridiculously overpriced locks. Assure is an Islamic holiday. Thank you for that. That's the first time I've ever seen that name before. Obviously, I don't follow that religion, and I'm not overly religious myself, so I had no idea, but there you go. This is very interesting that I've never seen it pop up on the calendar before. You became a medical scope light reseller. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What's up, Adrian, with the little pink hand waving high? Medico will still make them. Yeah, I know they were. I was figuring they would, but remember the days when you could get them aftermarket a little bit? Didn't Ilko have a variation or something like that? Maybe, maybe not. Do you do the MX? I do have an MX. Don't sell it too often anymore. I don't know. People not really that interested. I always try to push it on individual businesses because I'll keep some keyed up ready to go. And I'll be like, hey, we could rekey this one door. I've got a perfect opportunity. Get you some cool ass keys or cooler ass keys. Nah, just rekey it. Okay. So, and I think I'm actually behind on my contract because you're supposed to buy a number of blanks in a year. And because nobody's been wanting them lately, I hadn't sold many blanks and I hadn't had to order anything. So I do have to order some key and knob cylinders. As soon as I get more key and knob cylinders in, I'll try to push them again. I don't know. You think Dowd does flea markets? If you can get your router on a UPS, it'll help with the drops, at least those that are power rated. Yeah, I mean, because we're on the hospital grid right here with all the hospitals, like ours is always the first backup. Like last Sunday, it shut down for like 4 hours. Wasn't even raining, storming, nothing. I don't know if it was heat related or somebody ran over a pole somewhere because it was kind of located in our area. So that would have, I don't know. What I'm curious about is I know it'll protect for the 2 or 3 minutes, but like if I'm not here on a Sunday and I buy this $275 fancy plug router, what I'm wondering is if there's another 4 hour drop, will it be able to maintain that? And I started doing traffic metering on the router I have, but I don't believe it because it's not metering correctly, in my opinion, since it's not showing devices that are connected that are obviously connected and working. So I think the tripping off and on like fried its little brain somewhere in one of those little microchips was like, wow. So I definitely have to replace both of them. So there goes $500 ish. Close. Your UPS is just that. I was talking to a tech friend of mine who runs a financial institution here in town, large one. He's like their head IT guy, and he was like, I asked him about the UPSs because I saw like a line of them. And he's like, yeah, we pulled them all down because they all, like a whole bunch of them went down at once, or the batteries went out, so I'm having to switch out the batteries on them. He said, but we've mostly moved away from it because they had added in a large generator to kick on, like an outside real deal monster generator. I was like, yeah, I guess that you don't need it. But I think there's a much bigger delay in the power going out. And I remember when they did it too, because I was working on the building at the time, putting in swipey things. There was some monster cord that went to the building. It was a thing. And I've actually taken care of a big monster generator like that before. Turning it on and off is scary, especially when you have this homemade array of power. It's like, okay, so we got the big generator here, and we got the little generator here. And when you go up to this wall, and it's like, this was just a redneck, wiring nicely, and you had the one side that did this, and then they were daisy chained together, and you got to do it in a certain way to and then go press this button, and then come back, and then flip that lever up. It was very convoluted, the way he did it, but that's how rednecks do things. And I actually had to, quote, train on that several times before I felt comfortable even turning on a generator. At the same time, I was learning how to turn on military generators, those kind you pull, the big camo ones that you pull. Yeah, those are very interesting. Learned a lot those couple of summers for sure on everything involved with redneckery. Just opened the 1876. Spent an hour looking at it once open. When's the next state of the pin kit? Not really had that one planned. I've done several, but I haven't filmed them. I'll have to get back on that though. Well, I feel like after the whole song one and then a couple other ones after that, I was like, yeah, that ship sailed. I'll keep up with them every so often, but I'm not going to do it every time. If you have a cheap APC, the batteries are available. Better be for $275. Hands of Time, yes, that's him. We get quite a few of his locks in. This is this week is 7-year anniversary of the sidewalk. I posted that on Twitter. Thanks for that reminder. That was a messy time period during then. It was dirt, and we had like temporary construction ramps up to the doors of every business, and it loud. Then, funnily enough, they left the pole and then ended up having to chop my pole down later. It's like, why didn't y'all do this when you were doing the sidewalk? You literally took 10 times the effort to go around the pole and come back later and cut it and make it look halfway decent with no humps in it. Y'all are stupid. Who are you responding to about Ian Runkle out of Edmonton? I was trying to follow some of the conversations here, but just don't get me started. Period. Yeah, I hadn't heard of proving it's a whole situation. Well, you don't own a trailer then, I guess. I don't think many have. The whole thing is hilarious to me. Smoking pole was sad. It was a bad, sad day. A loud day too. Shoe shop's not there, ma'am. The oven won't turn off. What are y'all talking about? I have not tried the MX. Doesn't MX have SFIC? I haven't tried that one. Jimmy, you just missed the hospital grid. It's nice being on that. And literally the power station's right there too. Yeah, I had an old Victor here. I don't even remember what I did with that. Did I sell it to somebody or give it to somebody? It was a nice Victor safe, and it had wheels. Absolutely useless. It wouldn't even roll on my design for, like, we used to sell safes here way more. And I've done the whole safe moving thing. And where are you going? Let's just get a picture. Yeah, he said something about 15 to 20 seconds for their big generator to kick on. Hey.
No, I actually am park and go next door. But may I please park, just go across the street? It'd be 5 minutes, please.
Okay.
All right, sir.
You're not getting in and out of the coffee shop in under 5 minutes. And I wouldn't have said that if you wouldn't have been trying to go to the shoe shop. What's up, SM? You don't think MX has SFIC? I thought they did. The Alpha MX has SFIC. Oh, there you are. Hey, Lock Leisure. Hey, I can't remember how to do it. Dang it, Wes, do you remember how to VIP lock? If you do, I think it's store VIP or user. How do you do that? Hell, I can't remember. I set some shit up. I just don't remember how to do it. VIP Lock Leisure, please, somebody. It's been going for like 45 minutes. You asked what lawyer video you would watch about. Runkle. Just look up Runkle on the. It's a weird name. Runkle on the something. Runkle. If you type in Runkle lawyer, it should come up. And he has 3 videos now on it. One of them's like an hour and a half long. So if you want to know everything about the case, go watch Runkle's video. And he's a Canadian that's into guns apparently. A Canadian lawyer. I thought you did. Oh, cool. But okay. Well, I set it up, made it pretty easy. Thank you for that, dang Wes. Rankle of the Bailey. Runkle of the Bailey. One of those two. This is a super weird name, but he's definitely covering the case. He even ordered the lock and tried it himself. So kudos to an attorney for doing that. Well, we appreciate you. Runkle on the Babby. I wonder. His is probably one of the most convoluted ones. The runkle on the rankle on the ankle. The something on the something. There's another couple of new members. I don't know if they're here with us. Because the names don't match any that I've seen. I don't know. Mr. T got added, I think. And you know what? Honestly, I can't remember what that VIP does within this program. I think it gives y'all extra points. Pretty sure that's what happens, is it just gives y'all extra points for watching. So instead of every 10 minutes you get points, you get like double the amount of points, which all we can do with them so far is screw around with bets and gambling and all that, and it really doesn't matter. But we'll figure. They keep adding stuff. One day it may be worth it. Right now, because of the ability to gamble away those points, it doesn't really give me a clear indication. I mean, it shows your all-time points, so that's something before you gambled it away. But I've also kind of donated a lot of points to certain people and given you money or points after the fact. It's just fun stuff. I figure we could integrate that. Eventually, we'll figure out how to integrate everything. Bailey is a court term. Oh, Runkle on the Bailey. Runkle on the Bailey. Yes, I did. Everybody who's ordered the thing, the lock force door marker. Oh, I can't reach them. Boom, new order. It has gotten stickers, and I think you put a message in there. I think I gave you some of my old stuff. This is very depressing to me because I have saved a box of I've been taking my own personal inventory and distributing it because of the sticker situation. The sticker situation of me not coming up with any good ideas for new ones yet and trying to get some kind of silly AI working and I wish I could split me off into another person just to handle coming up with more stupid shit and more ideas, you know? Because my brain just gets overloaded. I get stuck in this thing and I can't come up with new ideas. The last brilliant idea I had was that I needed some new polo shirts, and I was like, hell, my store sells polo shirts. I'm going to make my own polo shirts and then make some with just Locksmith on it, because all I have now, I think, is t-shirts. That was my last brilliant idea, like 2 days ago, and that's probably something I'll work on this weekend, but I think we need to be able to get some nice dress-up shirts. It says Locksmith on it or something. Or. 'Cause, 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 I do just fine. Come up. Thank you. Thank you. I try my best, but you know, it's actually sometimes pretty difficult to come up with humorous, stupid shit that's videoable. And then I disregard, like, I've got a crap load of videos on my phone that just keeps maxing out my phone memory, basically. And I never get around to, like, doing anything with them. And I could take clips and do shorts and, like, every day, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, I got to relive this like that one I just put out of opening that with the mosquitoes and opening the door. I literally only stopped that video. It was an 8-minute video that I managed to get down to 6 minutes, which is above shorts, and I wanted it in the shorts feed. So the only thing I could come up with was, what happened at the end of that video. Otherwise, it would have been another vertical video. And I hate doing vertical videos, and I hate doing shorts. So I just want to, when you put out enough video, I've got ideas, and some of them are rehashes of older videos, which is a good idea to do sometimes, because there's one video that I have on where I'm doing the Baldwin Spindles, not the Residential Locksmith Starter Series, but the one well before that, and it's so far back. Like, now I want to zoom in closer and show closer and make it shorter, and so many ideas and things that I want to do, and then at the end of the day, they just float through my brain and get filed into a back filing cabinet that's in the back of my brain. Why is there a notification right here? Oh, I don't care about that. Thank you. Speaking of it, has there been any ads that pop up? I know y'all hate ads, but because I was messing with some settings a minute ago, YouTube's like, hey, we have this new option. And then when I click the option and it's trying to put this overlay on it, I don't know if that's actually been happening in the background. If so, sorry. Hell, the arches. Actually, the roof ladder thing was a couple of months ago. That's old video footage. Everybody thought I had just done it. It was, and a couple of months ago, and it was even cooler. The funny thing is, the place was fully air conditioned, but as soon as you went above that mark, it turned into an oven. It was about a month and a half ago, I want to say. That's about how old that footage was. And funnily enough, I'm not done. I got to go back. But guess who's going to remember to rekey the padlock this time, so that I don't have to do it again in the future? This guy. Now I know. Now I will always know. And it's absolutely hilarious because there are some buildings in this, what screen am I on? Yeah. There are some buildings in this world that you will never be able to get rid of no matter how hard you try. I mean, you could try really hard probably. And when I say that, that's like, there's this building that you hate, in this particular instance, I don't really hate this one. I dislike it a little bit, but it is what it is. But there are some buildings in your area that you will work on and you will just truly despise going there. And the more you despise a building, the more you will get called to do the work at the building if you do a good job. This is assuming you do a good job in your daily work life, right? So this building has been through 3 owners, and I just found out yet another new owner, and guess what? That new owner came in and had a chat with me about it and said, hey, guess what I bought? I was like, oh, damn. Guess where you get to go? Yep. And funnily enough, next week is crazy. We're like completely booked next week. I don't know what's happened, but everybody's closing on everything next week. July 1st. July 1st seems to be the week of the closings, because there are a crap load of gas stations that I got to do. There's a crap load of restaurants I have to do. It's just weird. It's super weird. I don't know. I guess it's good for next week's schedule. I That's funny that YouTube was all like, hey, hey, you want to do it automatically? And I was all like, yeah, let's do it automatically. And then when will be a marker for oval. I don't know. That's where I'd have to come over and learn about things for 6 months. I always said if I win the gazillion billion dollar lottery, that I'll just like float around the world learning things for a few years. 6 months here, 8 months here. Only reason I didn't want the angle grinder was because of the sparks thrown in there. But I was very intending on it happening cooler, you know. And it was funny because when I went through the footage, I had the camera and I had a light up there, and we're talking, it's not much bigger than a person with wide shoulder. I mean, I only had like a foot here, so the bolt cutter not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to get a bolt cutter in there and stand on the ladder. Using a bolt cutter for an Avis 8345, you're gonna need a big bolt cutter, and there ain't no way that would have happened. So that was completely out. I immediately recognized that. Uh, a pneumatic one would have been cool during that time, like stink. I don't have one of those. It's been over 5 minutes, lady. Hadn't it? I think it has. Pain in the ass all the way around. So yes, I'm definitely going to be rekeying that when I go back to there to re. Let me count the number of re keys. Six. It will be 6. That is what I use, the M12 cutoff grinder. Because you can throw the sparks one way or another pretty easily. That's some apprentice level shit right there. That's a good idea. That's actually that's a pretty funny idea. Next time somebody says that it'll only be 5 minutes, I'm gonna be like, ma'am, there is nothing across the street that you're gonna be able. Where are you running to? That you're gonna be able to do in under 5 minutes. So don't even BS about that. Where are you going? And then those guys across the street. Don't even get me started on that too. These contractors over there. Those over here, these guys are great. Those guys, they can go to hell in a handbasket for all I care. They can get the F out of here, get your bullshit dollar store shit done, and get the fuck out of here. These guys, they can hang around as much as they want. I have a full-size grinder too that I hate. The Milwaukee 18 volt. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy one of these. Harbor Freight corded grinder outperforms anything I've ever used. The $15 one. Now they're like $25. Pre-2020, the $15 router or grinder is the best grinder you'll ever buy. Obviously, corded is a problem. So I went and bought the Milwaukee 18 volt, nicer paddle version. Is it the paddle one or the flip? I think it might have the paddle. There's like a couple of different versions of that. I was like, I'm gonna buy the nicest one. I barely use that. I hate it. It's awkward. It's big. It's with somebody that tries to avoid grinding as much as possible, and everybody's always like, on the Milwaukee cutoff. What you don't understand until you actually handle it. Hold on, I need to. What's that noise? Until you actually cut something with one of the 3-inch cutoff type tools, it doesn't have to be a Milwaukee, whatever, the 3-inch cutoff blade. Like, it's very nice to be able to use that thin, have that thin of a cut. Versus even a thin blade. I'm scared of thin blades on grinders. I try to stick to the thicker blades for grinders. But it's nice to be able to talk about distracted, right? It's nice to be able to have a thin I wouldn't trade mine. That's probably the best tool I've ever bought. I would have to say that M12 cutoff is one of the most useful tools I've ever bought. In fact, let me tell you an example of a perfect use for that tool. You're going to be like, what? I didn't do a video on it, but I could have. I should have. I didn't video any of it. But so, you know, I'm scared of spinny things like that, period. So these things, the file cabinet bars, right? I don't know if you know what these are, but these are this is a filing cabinet bar. It goes on the edge of a filing cabinet, and you put a padlock through it, and you lift up this tab, right? And there's this hole. So it's boop on the cabinet like this, and it's on the drawer. So like right, and then you have this padlock through the hole, and it doesn't let you slide this up. So it hooks in. It hooks into the hinge. Whoa. Well, it's hooked into the hinge like that, right? You put a padlock through this hole, and you can't lift it up because the padlock's blocking the hole. Obviously, yeah, you can snip that open. Whatever. This is a HIPAA thing. Put on thousands of these when the old new HIPAA laws came out. And then you lift this up, and it flips open. Oh, Lord, she's back. Flips open, and you can open.
5 minutes, but thank you for your patience.
Have a good one. Flip it open, and then you're allowed to open the drawer. It's a bar that flips over in the way. A couple of different variations of them. Yeah, look, boom. So you may be saying, what in the hell, Jason? I cut it off because I only had a 5 drawer, and it was a 4 drawer. And true, you could have left it sticking off the top of the cabinet, but that's just stupid. So what was even stupider was like, I can recreate that. And that, because that's kind of important, with my Milwaukee 3-inch cutoff. A zip, and then I went a zip, all freehand shit, back of the truck, zip. I kind of almost, I was okay. I left, zip, and then took my pliers wrench and bent it down and beat it with a hammer, and it looked almost exactly like that. It was pretty good. It has to have that, and I did the same thing with that. You know, I'll just measure it a little bit longer, cut the tabs, and bam. So yes, in case you're wondering, it's stupid, but it works. The only problem with it is there's in a room with a bunch of other ones, and it made there's a cutout in the middle where you have this lift up area, and it made it significantly lower than the other one, so they have to kind of lean down. I felt bad about that, but hell, there's nothing else you can do. Anyway, perfect use of the Milwaukee 3-inch cutoff. Would have never been able to do it with a 4.5-inch grinder, free-handed. Probably could have with a thin wheel, but I wouldn't want to do that. It's a perfect example of I don't have it. It would be a week before I got it, and they fuck Fire King in their cabinets. Yes, I put them on Fire Kings. Not my call. It's the only option. If Fire King wouldn't have such shitty Medico locks that seized up, God, I hate those so much. I've drilled so many of those. Every method. There's like 18 different ways that you can get past a Medico lock on a Fire King cabinet. And I've tried every one of them. Every other one of them anyway. I've tried my own methods. Messy. Just a pain in the ass. I know the easiest, quickest way to do it now. Let's put it this way. Huh? It's like, so that way it was supposed to be easier and it didn't work. And so I'm not going to try that again. I'm going to try a different method. I think I've figured out the best method for it. They're great, they're great cabinets, but when the lock breaks, then there's the problem. The big problem. It's never pretty. You can't do it without messing up the plastic for the most part. And then I was like on the way, and I was like, oh, you know what? I had to drill out one of these a couple of months ago, and I didn't plug the hole with fire sealant. So let me stop at the hardware store and grab a tube of fire caulk to in the hole. Whatever, shut up. So I stopped and I grabbed it, and I'm like, fuck, I don't have a thing with me. So I'm not going to buy one of those because I've got like 12 around here. I'm not going to go buy another one just for that. I didn't even want to buy the fire stuff, but I kind of felt responsible for the last one and then this one. So I was like, I'm just going to, use something and cut the tip and just shove something. Well, my screwdriver shoved the bottom and it exploded, and this fire caulk just out both ends. And it's red, so it's just gross. Anyway, wasted a whole $13 tube for 2 small holes. Threw it away. Three-inch grinder squad. Ooh. That'd be a good sticker too, wouldn't it? People will be thinking, oh yeah, you locksmith, you're gonna be cutting all those, but not really. Like cutting padlocks is a bonus, but I use it for so much more besides cutting padlocks. 1/4-inch rod for extending, the door flippy things. That's a huge use. Just anything you need to cut a thin cut with. Pocket meter device on key machines 007. Key blank side is out. The key blank side is out on the last 3 cuts of the key. Key machines 007. Which brand? That's the. Is that the little one? Is that little one? I had a couple of them. Is that the 007? I can't remember which one. Is that little guy? push up with hammer handle. So yeah, I wasn't thinking. Wasn't thinking. I was thinking I'd be okay because I was like right in the center. But no, if you're off just a little bit, that plastic thing will flip over on its side, and it'll. SE lock and key. Oh, we're only available open in shop on Saturdays. We don't have anybody that comes out. We're only open in store. We don't come out on Saturdays. Thank you. Hey. Cool. Did you want to do plain silver or any other colors? 275 versus 375. Make it be down on any of that shit.
This one. You do all of them that same one.
Got 3.
Oh, okay. That's fine. 3 and then one of those.
Okay.
That'll work.
Is that going to do it? Okay, got 16, 20 all together. Tap it right there. I forgot what I was talking about. No, the old coat. Yeah, I've got one of those right here. Bang. No. That's a tubular. I've got 2 of those. I don't know where either one of them are. I think they're both in the back room. And what did I not like about them? Other than, you know, can't remember. I don't know. Anybody else really familiar with that? I had 2. I actually have the case is up there that it sits in, like the OG gray with a handle case. In fact, the machine may be in that case. It's behind Nakatomi Plaza. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to try to go get that. But yeah, there's the case up there. can't remember how to, I mean, it was, I mean, just your standard hex wrench and moving the thing back and forth, right? It doesn't, yeah, that doesn't make sense unless, I don't know how that would happen. I'm with Gumby on that one. Scroll, damn it. Anybody got experience with Marks cassettes? I do. What you trying to do? I just worked on one yesterday. I didn't have to take it apart, but that's the one that needs the Medico. They have a Marks. A lot of people don't know. Uh, I have a shitload of videos on Marks too on the 22 series. By the way, I don't know if you knew, but I do. And for those of you who don't know how to, you just search SE lock and key and Marks. So in the search field, if you just do whatever channel name, if you wanted to search for a video, in case somebody doesn't know, now you do. Just type in SE lock and key or whatever channel name you're searching, and then what you're searching for, and it should usually it pulls up a lot of weird results too sometimes, but just in case somebody out there didn't know. But a lot of people don't know that Marks makes a whole bunch of shitload of other mortise locks besides the 22 bar door one. I think I have one right here. It isn't Bouvet. Bouvet! Yeah, that's Bouvet. But like when you go to Marks kind of sucks with their pictures on their websites, but if you download the catalog, you'll actually see the vast number of custom shit that they supposedly do. And then this one was from like 1970s, probably put in the 70s. It's just kind of a weird shape deadbolt, and I ordered 4 of them back 25 years ago because back then they were only like $100 per cassette. Uh, I think I ended up using a couple of them over the years, and then the other ones are just somewhere around here. Man, they're somewhere lost around here. Somewhere in the, I try to keep all the mortise locks right there, so it must be somewhere in there. Yeah, the key's got to be slipping in the jaw. I screwed up a SUZ-12 right before live started. In fact, right when live started, that guy was getting some ARE camper locks that used a S Suzuki, even even labeled. It was even code. The key code on it was a Suzuki code for an ARE camper, and it came up in the system. So weird. Marks Mortis and a pin for wad sticking. You know what we can do though? People ask me every so often, "Hey Jason, how's that windshield wiper thing holding up?" It's holding up pretty damn good because this is still sitting. This is watch the noise level here. Let me turn this down when I'm. It's still. And I do this every couple of weeks, and this is what going on at least a year. Windshield wiper seems to be working pretty well. But we could do, what did I dumped something in there because somebody was like, yeah, you're in a sterile environment. This argument sounds very familiar, I'm sure. Yeah, you're in an air conditioned sterile environment. So of course it's gonna be better than, being out. And trust me, what a, that's such a waste. So of course you're not gonna be exposed to the stuff that it normally would be, because out in the on the door it's going to be exposed to like rain and weather and stuff. So over the period of the last year I've been like spraying like water. If I have the water bottle and Kim has it all, I'll like just to give it a little rusty. It still seems to be holding up pretty good. But there are older versions too. So yeah, there's actually a shitload of Marks Mortis locks out there. It's actually a lot. I do I do have a list of them, I think, and I have one holding too. And I'm like, I filmed it. I filmed it. That does look like a legit roll. I don't think Marks Mortis don't. Oh yeah, the one that Marks loves me for. 90 and 91A. Ornamental. Yeah, and I've got yet another one of those. When was that? There it is. 2 years ago. So it's going on 2 years. Very interesting. Thank you for that link. And then I followed up a couple of months later with it. Damn. It looks like I work on marks a little bit. Yeah, I've got to know. I can't remember. I know what it was. It's actually a little bit slightly different than all these other videos in that. What was it? I was able to reuse a spindle from one of my parts up there. So it'll be just another one, right? Just another one. Oh, the volume drop. I don't know why it drops. I moved it down. My bad. I didn't want to clank the deadbolt in your ear. Sorry about that. We back to normal. Yeah. I got you. I got you. I fixed it. Sorry. I have a bad habit of not turning the volume back up when I turn it down. We had no real locksmith plans today. I have no real need to do any real locksmithing work today. 100% you're going to get your flop cut. Your mop of hair. 100%. Nope. Go back. Come on. A little bit faster, please. Yep. Hey, Lumia stream is live right now. So that's funny. We could actually be live and go over to Lumia streams live and be like, hey, because they're actually pretty helpful on the Discord with tech support. They helped me try to do the random quote thing, but the coding they sent me didn't work, and I never got back. I don't like bugging them over stuff like that. I gotta be figure out That would be funny. Be like, hey, we're live, and here's what Lumia does. I've still got one more light to plug up too. Right now, this one named Blue 2 because blue is going to replace blue on the bottom, but now I'm not going to replace blue on the bottom. I'm actually going to get them up on that side. So I need a third and possibly a fourth light. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Is J-Bot going to acknowledge? Let me a stream would like this too, wouldn't they?
Marco TV just super chatted with 20. They said dropping some appreciated point before I go to bed. It's 3:30 a.m. here. Love.
What time do you normally wake up? Are you just like, is this just your normal? I mean, to all other people that sleep on more normal schedule, or is it just because you're Australian? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. Because I mean, there are some professions like nurses and all that, and that's their normal schedule. So to be up at 3:30 in the morning, it's kind of like at like 9 o'clock at night for us, or me, 8:30, getting old. But you know, if your work hours were say 11 to 8, then yes, your normal off time would be like 10 to 3, and then you're just you don't mean to be a late waker upper, that's just how life forces you that way. And then some people are just late waker uppers. Do you get a full 8 hours of sleep, Mark? I hope so. If not, try to do that tonight. Happy weekend. Thank you for the super chat. You rock. Has anybody VIP'd him yet? I don't know, but he needs to be VIP'd, I think. I don't know if he's on the list or not. I don't even know where the list went. VIP Marco TB. BYOB. Whatever. Yes, he is. I think he is Oz. You'll wake up on Sunday. Oh, no, you don't get 8 hours. Yeah, I don't either. I get more like 6-ish hours. Then drink all your water. Drink all your water. Your 18 glasses of water. You don't drink. You don't have to do that either. Hell, who am I giving out medical advice? I don't even have a lab coat on. If I'm going to do that, I got to put a lab coat on, right? Anyway, thanks again for the super chat. Good night. What time is it? 12:34. I'm going to go walk over here. I know. 8 hours of sleep is conservative. Like, not talking about the restless, being awake and notifications on my phone. Because I hadn't turned them off. Luckily, all my notifications have been, damn girl, you tall. She was tall. The notifications have been the normal people. So now I know everything that goes on between 4 and 6 a.m. in the morning on Fondra now. Thank you, dickhead. Knock on wood, we're good on that. Drink all your vodka, damn it, and go to sleep. This thing still working? Shit, the screen's in the way. It's frozen again. What's up? Oh no, it's actually working. Damn. Yeah. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. We got a surprise coming your way soon. Hopefully it'll make it. It'll be our first shipment out since the whole, crap started. So, shut up! Time to film here. Thanks. Go to bed. Drink your vodka. Drink your vodka and then go to bed. Australians don't really sleep. They have to keep one eye open for the drop bears. Yeah, everybody here that's not in the U.S. and Canada, it's Sunday. Why? Oh, you're unloading. Sunday for literally everybody else not in the U.S. or Canada, which is weird when you think about it. What dastardly maneuver are you attempting out here? Not going dumpster diving this week. There ain't nothing in there. But they have started chopping down the awning, the awning around it that was collapsing. Y'all probably saw it last week if you were here. There's a collapsing awning right behind the dumpster, and they've started. They were out there knocking it down. The effing crepe myrtles that I've cut down. This pisses me off. Pisses me off, y'all. The crepe myrtles, I cut them down, and I was able to see the whole street. Like not 2 weeks ago, I got out there early morning, still hot as hell, cut all that off. I was able to see the whole street. It was just like nothing. I didn't even do this other bush way over here. I just did these two because I wanted to see this area. I got to get back out there and recut them bitches down. So this has been like kind of dangerous right there. Like this whole awning is separated from the building, and that looked funny. You give me some kind of what's going on right there. And they were standing up there, and they were like, pow, 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 and knocked a whole bunch down, but it didn't knock that part down. Don't ask me why. Turns out the whole front of the building's coming down. The two-story part's staying. I was like, what? And I found out some more information. And I was like, what? Which I can't really talk about, but what? Aside from the whole asbestos thing, that's happening over there. Asbestos tinting going on over there. But yeah, I like those contractors way better. So I see what's happening. Based on the available information given to me, that part's going away, and it's just going to be that, and then a big ass thing, not just a thing. Go to vodka and drink your bed. Yeah, it's a great time for the UK area. It's like, time to eat our ice cream, watch Jason for a minute, and then go to sleep. Or just fall asleep because Jason's being boring. There's a whole lot of stuff going on across the street right now. And an obligatory siren headed in. What DVR do it? Good job. Ugh, that's even better, huh? Did he just come from across the street? Think about walking across the street, right? Yeah, that or he's just temporarily there. What in the fuck? This is why I hate these people. Now this is going to occupy my time. Because as soon as he walks off across the street like he's going to work over there, I'm going to have to go chase his ass down. Which he looks like he's about to. Yeah, I mean, he's going to go off. Watch him park worse. Yeah, right? Oh, gotta do that every time, huh? Well, I'm with Wise, so it's all like, I don't really have an NVR. I've had systems with NVRs, and they probably, they were just shitty NVRs. They were like cheap, shitty type NVRs. So the only experience I had with those was they were just crappy systems. And I've looked into like the enterprise type stuff when I was thinking about becoming a dealer for cameras. Can't remember what company that was. It was a big company there. And I started looking into the options then, and I was kind of at the point where I was like, you know, though, but the wiring with these plaster walls is a major pain in the ass. And that was kind of when I went over to the whole Wise system, which doesn't use a NVR. Like, what about that safe? I never saw the safe. I never saw the first safe. Irritated about that too. I don't know what happened to it. I guess they threw it out. Some did say it was like 2 days after the fact. Like that Saturday, she said, well, it had been like 2 days and they had been steadily tearing stuff out. So they probably had come and picked up the dumpster and already taken it away. Sad. Well, they're loading shit up. They've been parked all out front, but the other ones have been. He attempted to avoid it the first time. He should have just tried a little harder. And my hope that is, in the future, when you do shit like that, you park right so that you don't have to go through what you just went through. It's very easy to avoid having to do what he just did to repark his truck just by doing it right the first time. He did try to move and not park in our spot, but if you're going to take the trouble to do it, then just do it right the second time. And that kind of reflects on the quality level of work he probably produces. Prime example. Contractor pulls up to my house, parks like that. It may seem kind of ticky, but fuck you. We've already had issues with their main contractor, too. Oh, shit. Wait, where's... Okay, there it is. $12.47, damn. Yeah, we are still earning points. You've got points. Everybody has points. I think there's a way to... I think that actually just earned you points. Hold on. Where's your name in the list? SE lock and key. It would only be Monday through Friday. We only come out for calls for that Monday through Friday. I don't know. You'd have to call around. Thanks. For real. What do I keep telling you this for?
Marco TV just super chatted with 50. They said more points. No.
Well, thank you for that. Oh, what happened? Oh. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. You just got extra points. I just gave you extra points, but I'll give you extra points now. What the heck? Okay. Well, here, if you want to gamble them away real quick, let me go turn that on. Wow, appreciate that. Settings. Where's the settings? Commands, chat commands. It is that time of day. And we'll go ahead and do a slots refresh. And you should be able to play slots now if you want to gamble away some points. Did we ever add... I just want one of them to park in our back parking lot. I just want one of them to, so you can bet a bet up to 5,134. 5,134 is your max bet. Many items. Oh, you want to manage combos. We got 36 combos up, and nobody was winning last week. So risk it all if you dare. But there is a large variety of combos. And I was going to actually add one too. If we add a combo, and then change this, and that. Save. Manage icons. So what I'm going to do is take away the chili. We're going to take away the chili. Save. We're going to manage combos. Oh, you know, it's going to delete this one. This one. This one. Hold on. You might want to stop betting for a second. This one. This one. This one. This one. This one. This one. And that one. Getting rid of all the chili ones because I just took away chili. Should give you better odds, right? If I take away one icon, get rid of all the winning combos that use that icon. Okay, no. Okay, we're going to add combo. Yeah. Create. We want to go laughy. We want to go smiley, and smiley, and laughy again. Then we'll go apple. I think the problem is I was just letting it choose randomly. And then we have fist bump. All of those win 100 times. Holy shit, 100 times. So if you roll, and that may fix a lot of stuff. Hold up, okay. Then if you have smiley fist, apple, smiley, apple, smiley, fist, apple. Yeah, that's different. Wait, is that the same as this one? Nope. Apple, fist. Oof. I think y'all should win a lot more now. Apple, smiley, apple, fist. Let's make a couple more. Variant existed already. Oh, that's crazy. Save and manage combos. 100 times, 100 times, 100 times. So if you get all three the same, it's 100 times the win. And then here we'll go 10 times, and then here we'll go 10 times. No, 102 times, 10 times. And how about 10 times for the 21 times? There we go. Save. Next step. Do. Okay, and gamble away. SE lock and key. We would set up an appointment Monday through Friday. We don't do that on Saturdays. Okay. Okay, yeah, hang up on me. Oh, look at that. Bridget, I was waiting to say nobody won yet. Oh, look. DK just won 500. So there are some winners. You're able to win. You're able to win. I'm gonna add a few more. I'm gonna go back here and add a few more combos, I guess. I want to see. I want to see some more wins. Oh, would you go away? I want to see some more wins. So I'm gonna go back over here to slots. And while y'all are still doing it, we'll just create a variation. Yeah, we'll create a variation of that. Maybe create a variation of that, and save. Okay, so there's a lot more variations now. Next step, next step, next step, next step. Save, refresh, edit, manage combos. Holy crap. Okay, save. That would be hilarious if, like, if for some weird reason it like auto defaulted to literally every combo being out there. Holy moly, what just happened? Oh, sorry, chat. Who did that? Did James Randolph do that? No. Okay, I did that. Sorry. That looks like something James Randolph would do. Okay, I'm seeing a lot more winners. Oh shit. No, Ian lost. That's funny. No, talk about chat spamming. Oh damn. He's got 4,000. Let me one on now. I'm gonna go watch these points climbing. That's interesting to me. I wish there was a way to like. Okay, here we go. I gotta come up with a way. I wonder if they've thought about this. Like it would be kind of cool to have like a leaderboard, like an overlay. Are they still live? Get on and be like, yo, let's go see. They only have one watching, so they're streaming live right now. Should we go get them? Be like, see what you did. Oh, that would be funny. What I was thinking is an overlay for should we say hey to Lumia stream, y'all? Since Lumia runs all of this. Let me get my link. I don't know if he'll take a link. Yeah, I'm gonna go mess. I'm gonna go tell him. Be funny. Sorry, y'all. Well, y'all are doing your thing anyway. So we could actually pull his video in, couldn't I? By doing this. But I've never gotten Lumia's not leaderboard. Their overlays. I can't. I hadn't gotten that connection yet. I'm not sure I want to because I use other methods, but it would be neat to do. You remember the raffle thing, the spinny wheel? It would be neat to have it for certain things, and in an overlay situation where I could float over the leaderboard. I'm thinking of a way to do that through. No, we do it ever since they came out with the whole raffle thing and duel, which I don't think we ever got the duel straight. Yeah, he's alright. Still, y'all been winning like heck, huh? I see more winners than losers, which is good. Yeah, about equal actually, 50-50 ish. Whoa. Let me refresh this. Go away. I'm, I'm still kind of bedazzled by, dang it, Wes is 13. Why do you keep trying to do that? Bedazzled by Wes's 13.5 million all-time points. I don't really recall doing that. Let me play. I haven't even played slots 5,134 because that's the max bid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Daniel West somehow hacked into the point system. I don't know how he would have, but he somehow got 13.5 million. I can't remember doing that. Oh man. Oh well. Gawk over here. Did he comment? I don't think he's actually live. I don't think this is actually live. I think this is just. I think that's just a guy sitting there. Live support. I'm just gonna take that comment away. We're just gonna take it. Ah, yeah. Remove. Okay. That's fake live. AI live. Oh, my back hurts. Alright, let's pull this back up and make sure I didn't cancel anything over here. We're going to turn off betting here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get one more game in. I know this is kind of irritating with the chat, but it's a bot. I'm pretty sure it's a bot. Slots 5134. You can always check your balance during any time. It's just I turn on and off slots. Actually, I need to do a one button thing for that. You don't think you've won yet? Let's go see who drastically lost their points before I shut it down. So it'll be shutting down in like 20 seconds if you want to get your last little hurrah. And dang, I went under 1 million there. Jimmy is in the lead at the moment. 60,000. Marks. We're gonna give you 30 if you're still. So we're gonna boost you. Fred still has retained some points. Good for Gumby. What happened? All right, you're all right, fella. I'll give you a couple of grand. Devania, you did lose several times here. I feel bad for you. I'll give you 1,900. Dana, what happened? We'll throw in an extra 1,000 for you. Okay, that brings everybody up. Curto, you still here? You're down kind of sad too. I'll give you another 1,000. Everybody else is above. That brings everybody up above 1,000. Except Ken Nixon. He has 440. I meant he has 10. I don't know why. Ken only has 10. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you, Ken. I'm sorry. 5. Lock Leisure, you should be boosted up a little bit since you're a new store member. I'll give you an extra grand. You get a grand, and you get a grand of these mysterious points that we don't really know the whole sole purpose of, other than gambling at the end of really taking over the stream. Okay, here we go. Last one for me. Points. No, not points. Shit. Slots. 5134. Third time's a charm, right? It's a little cold in here. I mean, it's a little cold. Whew. Oh. You gonna let me play? Might not be the best casino. Remember that when it comes time to. Dang, Pete. But what I want to know is, has anybody gotten the big one 100 times? Oh, look at you. Oh, Jimmy just won again. Again. Didn't you just say you hadn't won before? How come I hadn't been able to win? Oh, it hadn't rolled for me yet. Is it just that far behind, or did I miss? I don't think it's let me roll. Yours is broken off, Skippity. I don't know if it's just that far behind, or that's funny. So yeah, it'd be definitely cool to have like a leaderboard overlay. I'm going to try to work on that and see with not an AI fake live bot. I don't believe you, Lumia. I don't think you're real. Hop Skippity. Well, you still got 6,000 something. And as far as all time, it's good. It's not as good as some of these other ones. That's okay. I understand. Can't be live all the time. Oh, and then we had red and green. All right, ready? Pulling the plug on the slots. So I was not able to win anything. Did it ever give me anything? Let me try one more time. Slots. 5,000. You gonna let me play, or do I not get to play anymore? Oh, hey, I won 10,000 points. And I bet 5,000, so that's just a 2 times. I should totally increase the amounts over 2 times. I mean, 2 times is boring, isn't it? Slots. Yeah, if I manage combos and I just raise a few of these up to like 12 times instead of 2 times. Oh, if you roll that, you get 12 times or 22 times or 25 times. Yeah, we'll sprinkle some of these in here, like 23.5. No, I don't know if that works. 212 for a apple fist. Pen, apple, pineapple, pen. 20 times right there, and 25 times right there, and 25 times right there. There we go. Okay, one more. Sorry. 5134. I want to win. I want to win 25 times. I want to see some big numbers pop up here. It's 113. We got to go, y'all. Oh, Lord. I feel bad for the chat. Widget. Did it get it? Did it catch up? It has caught up. Now I lost my points. Shucks. Okay, turn it off because it's filtering up. We don't want it on this chat. I should have turned it off before now. Slots off. Refresh. All right, stop it. Once we go to this screen, that was just an example of what was going on in case you were behind and can speed read. But we do have to get disassembled because it is 113. We successfully, well, we did make a key or two. We didn't do any locksmith stuff. In fact, one of those Pato Jado things is still here from last week. Paid for, luckily, but yeah, there's nothing really to do locksmith wise for me, and it's Saturday, and I'm gonna go home early, probably. So, Lock force disassemble. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks again for the super chats, Mark. Appreciate it. You rock. Well, we'll definitely get you a surprise out sooner. And we'll package some JBot points into, physical JBot points. Maybe that should be a sticker. Or a coin. Never mind. I don't want to hex myself. I will take a final sip of my Mississippi cold drip. Hope they get rained on. It's actually kind of frigid in here, so I'm going to open the door for a second. I know you could be like, just turn the AC down, Jason. But it's a little cold in here. I admit, I like air conditioning, but damn. J-Bot poker chips, I was just about to say that, but and that would kind of be funny. Huh. I do have an order, a thing for that, so that's an idea. Funny. Tell you what, that yeah, it was a good idea to have to, because they are kind of easy to lose. I have found the one thing I like about them is they fit in the husky. So if you use one of those small husky type, they fit really well in there. And I've been really trying hard to keep my primary whole adaptation, whole installation kit in that small husky. Because it's seal tight. It has it's not the best. I wish they'd go back to the other design, but it seems to be pretty well for holding spade bits and other things. And you can loop a pen and, a couple of different pens, a pencil, stuff like that in it. And that thing just fits right there. However, yes, I will admit they do lose very easily. Which is why we'll have them long term. Get a European split unit, they heat as well. Yeah, we had thought about that last time we had to replace that guy, which we're never ever gonna have to again because we love you so much. Only takes a minute to have the door open though for it to get warm. It may seem weird, but it like modulates the temperature really well. Plus, when the sun got covered up, the temperature dropped immediately 15 degrees. But they're not a thing as popular here. Anyway, time to go. Let's get disassembled. We already disassembled. Shit. Ugh. Y'all have a great weekend. Gonna screw around here for a bit and then go home. Storm. The storm's probably headed here. That's the sun and we'll do a quick glance back outside there. See how the sun popped right back out? So that's yeah, yeah, I guess that will be Independence Day before we're back for live. Because when we come back next week, that'll be. So I guess we can say happy 4th of July. No, not the $sign of July. Happy 4th of July, y'all. I could have overlaid fireworks, and it just doesn't seem like it because it's a whole week away. But if I'm not going to see y'all until the day after 4th of July, it'll be the 5th of July. So happy 4th of July weekend. See ya after 4th of July. Don't let, happy Canada Day too. Schools are going back like here, they're starting to go back in like July, the very end of July, which is weird, which is where we're at. So here, schools only have like one more month out of school. Fireworks are typically illegal in many more areas than fireworks are typically heard at. Fireworks are illegal in Jackson, so they shoot guns with stolen ammo instead. Which also is illegal, but, fireworks, bad. Happy 4th and 1st and 5th. We'll be here on the 5th, so. What in the ass is going on over there? They announced the sale of walkers yesterday on their Facebook page. So, yeah, that's official. It's been official for several months now, but it only became public knowledge a month ago. I got an itchy nose.